Here's top 10 reasons businesses fail altogether. I'm going to show you 10 of these things that are going to punch through a bunch of things to help you overcome these challenges and help you succeed in your coaching business. First off, the top reasons you're failing is nobody gets what you do, okay? Sometimes people post once in a while and they're like, I think everybody remembers what I do, everything will remember. I remember discipling one guy for every day for the longest time, and he knew what I did, but then about 6 months later, he used a competitor of mine. And it's just because I want to use that as an example is nobody really knows who you are and what you do unless you repeatedly tell people all the time. So you need to be able to do this on a repeat basis and remind everybody what you do. The second thing is that you're doing it all yourself. You're doing it all by yourself. You need a team, you need systems, you need contractors. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated, okay? Like what I would suggest is just following Dan Martell's model. I think that's would be really good for the hiring ladder. Get yourself an executive assistant. This doesn't have to be local. It could be overseas where there's a budget there, but they're gonna help you manage your calendar, your life, your personal tasks. All these things are gonna really help you get organized and be able to help you do the things that you need to expedite. But you really need to have a game plan of getting it all off of your plate. Otherwise, you're gonna be the bottleneck in your own business. And so there's key things that you have to do at the very beginning to hustle and grind, do it all, document the processes, leverage ChatGPT as best you possibly can, but you wanna build a team ultimately that can help you get off the things off your plate and systemize everything you possibly can do. Here's the third reason is you're just scared to show up, to post something. This is a common belief challenge that so many people I know, they have a social media accounts, but they don't want to tell people, about what they do. They're not sure actually what to do or how often. Just really get yourself out there, be unrelenting and unapologetic about what you do because your voice matters. And what you need to do is to get yourself out there. So just get after it and be able to show up with confidence, be able to do that. Nobody really cares about what you do in the first place. So just show up boldly and make it happen. Here's the fourth reason why you're probably failing is you're reliant of saying, hey, no leads are coming in, my business is drying up, or there's no market for it. There's tons of excuses about this, but there's some key consistent ways to get high-level clients consistently coming through. One of them is ads, the other one is organic, the other one's warm outreach and cold outreach, just like Alex Hormozi talks about with $100 million leads. Leads doesn't have to be complicated, but you really need to get after it and make sure this happens. I know for me, I've been able to grow to 100K plus a month just on warm outreach and a connection and association. So if you turn the leads on, even focusing on one of them for a while, if not all four of them, you're gonna be able to dominate and be able to really be the revolutionizing your industry. So make sure you're dialing in your leads because that's gonna be where it's all at. Here's number 5, why you have a misbelief of actually what you don't want to do is you don't know what to post. You don't know what platform to use. You don't know what platform, to write different stuff. Is it carousels? Is it videos? Look, it doesn't have to be complicated. You just need to post on where your ideal clients are. And so at the very beginning, you just look at what platform are you using most and double down on that. I have some clients that just use all LinkedIn and that's how they use theirs. Or most of them may use Instagram, and then a lot of people pair Instagram with YouTube, which is what I do. I think it's really good on those accounts. Think of YouTube as a way, it's owned by Google. The biggest search engine in the world right now is Google. And so if it's paired with YouTube, that's gonna really help you be able to have the best search engine searchable connection. So look at YouTube content, but if nothing else, just start with Instagram and post content. Doesn't matter like what you post, but post what your clients want, okay? So here's the thing is what are the concerns you had at the very beginning of it? What are the things that you've overcome? Those are the things you should just post. Okay, ask ChatGPT, hey, this is what I do, this is my industry. ChatGPT knows more about your industry than anything else in the world. So just look at what that is and then identify it and create a system that you can repeatedly create amazing content speaking to those challenges and pains that those ideal clients would have. That's what you should post, regardless of what platform is. Just get after it and cross-post a bunch too, right? So the same thing you're posting on Instagram is the same thing that you should post on a short, vice versa. You can do all sorts of different stuff to really make it where it's not complicated and schedule things out or have your EA or your media team help you publish all those things. Here's a big one that so many of my clients fear a lot is sales. You freeze on sales calls, or you're just overwhelmed of like, hey, I'm not sure actually what I should say, or dealing with objections, all the different stuff. Professionals have a script and they follow it to a T. Okay, ChatGPT can even help you create one, or me and my team, we create one for you to maybe have a solid game plan for when you're doing sales. And so it's just like clockwork. You're able to ask the right questions, you're able to have the right pillars of framework, and then you're able to have a real call to action and ask for the sale. And so even the sales too, is setting the appointment is a big deal too. My business grew quite a bit when I had the right setter, really setting a lot of the different appointments for me. So that's gonna be a big one for you. The seventh biggest reason maybe that you're failing is that tech is haunting you. It's driving you nuts, right? So many times people are asking, hey, what funnels, what tools, what methods? Really, you just got to make it super simple for yourself. Have a conversation with someone that's via DM, do a sell by chat version to book a call. That's what I found is booking a call is the best way. Sometimes people want to do sell by chat all the way to complete the sale. My suggestion is if you don't have a whole lot of leads or a lot of clarity around your offer yet, just transfer them to a call. And then that was going to really help you be able to have an eye-to-eye conversation with sales to really understand what they need and really help them with their process to come into it. And people will sell so much better when they have a one-on-one connection where it's eye-to-eye. It doesn't have to be in person per se, but even over Zoom where you're having a conversation eye-to-eye is going to help you in your conversion rate so drastically. So that's going to be really, really helpful for you to be able to look at this. Tech doesn't have to be complicated. Just simply have people kind of have conversations with you DMs. And so generating leads to your DMs, right? Direct response marketing is the best marketing. Okay, everything else is just a hoax. Okay, so don't do leads unless it's a direct response marketing to be able to have a conversation with you or opt into something so that you can have a clear conversation and nurture those people through the process. So make sure if your tech is thing, don't worry about having a whole setup. It can get overwhelming and complicated. I would just have a team. This is what I do with our team is we help you with everything here as well as with the tech side because we know it can be confusing. So make it simple. If worst case scenario, try to find a contractor to help you set up simple things. But I've seen people make hundreds of thousands of dollars, okay, a month with just a simple way of doing a clear conversations with the DMs, with the sales, book a call or do a complete sell by chat where you ask clear questions on the sales call and you ask for the sale. And when that happens, tech doesn't have to be an issue. It could be a very simple thing. I've seen people do hundreds of thousands of dollars a month as well. And all they do is just have a direct conversation, either book a call or a sell by chat. And what they do is they have a VSL, which is called a video sales letter, where they just have a video that explains everything that you can do for them and their pain points and their challenges. And then we go over this in the framework of everything. But the VSL outlines everything and has a clear call to action to have that. And then that can close the deal as well. The eighth reason why your business might be failing is you have no clear scorecards. Okay? You have no metrics to guide if your sales are working, if your leads are flowing, the ROAS for everything. It doesn't have to be a complicated equation, but you just need to look at how many leads are coming in versus how many things are closed, okay? You can even ask ChatGPT what that ratio looked like, but you have to identify, the show up rate, the offer rate, the close rate, and then also the NPS score of the client acquisition. It's like, even if the client comes in, how are those clients doing? All those things really help you figure out how a business should be run. And this is where you want to just simplify key scorecard metrics that you and your team can hold with all that. So even if you have like a setter, for instance, or someone that does your video editing, or someone that helps you with it, there's key scorecards of quality and how many book conversations, how many people that you offered. All of those things are really kind of key metrics that you just need to keep a pulse on a weekly basis. That's going to really help you know if your business is growing or scaling or what you need to do to make the best decisions moving forward. The ninth reason why people fail is because they think they're about to be rich, okay? They're envying or misplaced understanding of the thought that they have to be rich to be able to succeed, okay? anytime you help something, anytime you start a business, anytime you create a service-based business, even a coaching business like this, there's always going to be challenges in a business, especially if you start out. But it doesn't have to be complicated, okay? This is what I mean by a coaching offer. It's something that you already know, you're an expert in. So many of my clients are doctors, they're lawyers, they're real estate people, high-level people that have made their career already. And if you're one of those, let's have a conversation. But like, they're already amazing at what they're doing, and now they're coming back with the boons of knowledge and wealth that they have to distribute and coach people and help them be able to get to that level that they've achieved. Okay, and so this is really where you know your craft already. Coaching doesn't have to be complicated because you're talking about something you're expert in that you know super well. So it's really good to be able to have a coaching offer. But a coaching offer, a media company, is really simple, where you're posting consistent content, you're having conversations with amazing people, and you're servicing them at the highest level. And the service is literally coaching them. Okay, I have a done for you process in mind where we have a done with you and a done for you. So it's clear cut coaching, but we also do done with you because we know sometimes the biggest hurdles is some of this. And so we want to take the ease out of all of this and do it done for you. And so it makes it really easy for you to plug and play and get everything. But whatever you're creating, it doesn't have to be complicated. There's a few key things that you have to do on a repeated basis. So a lot of my clients don't have a whole lot of time. That's the biggest challenge. You're like, hey, I'm running this multi-million-dollar business, but I also want to coach. And how do I do both with a few hours a week? That's why we make everything super easy and quick. If you could have 3 to 5 hours a week to work on your business, you're going to succeed. Imagine that. You're going to be creating multiple 6 or 7 figures with a few hours a week, okay? I want you to realize it doesn't have to be complicated, and to be able to look at this as saying, hey, I have to be rich right off the bat is not what I'm saying. It's going to take a moment to really kind of understand and level up in the beliefs of what's possible. But once you surpass that, you're going to be able to get into that stride where you're getting consistent clients and you're going to love what you do. The 10th step is mission versus hustle. So many times when we start a business, it's grit and grind and everything. But just like we talked, you already know what you're doing. Okay, it's now just coming back with that boons of wealth to really help all of this. And so sometimes there's the grit and grind at the very beginning, but so many times people think of the hustle culture that's going to really challenge you with everything. We didn't give up all that we're doing for just to be able to work. We gave it up for the freedom of time, flexibility, and freedom, more income with our loved ones, and more impact. And the reason why we do coaching business is for that impact. We feel more fulfilled and accomplished and have more significance in life when we're giving back with the mission that we have focused. And so whatever you're creating, if we're looking at the impact first, that's going to really fulfill you. And when things get hard, at the very beginning, as you're trying to get everything going, your mission will align. You're going to push through those boundaries to be able to make 6 and 7 figures. This is what we look at with so many times when people look at the reasons why they fail. All these encounter every aspect of your business. Down in the comments below, let me know if I missed any. For the top 10, this is what ChatGPT came up with too. And I punched and said, hey, what are the top 10? This is what I found out. That's going to be super helpful. So again, these are all the things right here. Take a pause here, look through them, and identify what are some of the challenges and strengths that maybe you have that you've gone through. Down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share some of this. If you want a free resource though of how to overcome this, I created a whole workshop that outlined so many of these things here are the key challenges and how to overcome them. And so check that out. And if you like this video, there's probably another one right up here that I'm going to be able to help you with that is going to really be able to stand out around helping you with everything else in your online business. So check that video out. Check out the resources down below. Like and subscribe. Again, if you like this, do some comments down below. That's going to really help you.